Hey everyone, today is a beautiful day where I'm from here in Ohio, and I thought instead of making a video talking about new movies, new TV shows, whatever else, criticizing, analyzing, breaking down stuff, I thought I'd try something different. I'm a big collector, I love collecting toys, sculpture, statues and such, art, and I thought I'd showcase that, so please join me as I give you a tour of my own personal collection, only half of which is here. The other half I'm gonna have to make another video because this is my fancier stuff. This is definitely the cream of the crop of what I have to offer, so I'm excited for you to join me, so let's check it out. So right as you walk through the door, you are greeted by one of my favorite art pieces I've done. I finished this about 2 summers ago after I became utterly infatuated with Lawrence of Arabia. If you haven't seen this old 1962 David Lean film, this is one of my all-time favorites. Peter O'Toole is an absolute incredible star. And it's just a historical epic every young man, woman, grown adult needs to see at some point in their life. And if you haven't seen it through school already, it's definitely worth checking out. And I made this piece to pay homage to it because it's a work of art itself. And then to the very right of it is something very different. I got a Wednesday poster here, Jenna Ortega. Unfortunately, yes, I am one of those guys. But right to the right of her, you know, once you're sitting on the couch, you also get a glimpse of my Kramer art piece I've also done. I loved how this turned out. I got a giant wall cling printed of this, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, like blown up, because this thing is enormous. And I just absolutely loved Kramer in the Seinfeld TV series, so I had to bring that to life. Right off the bat, we're getting more into the art, but trust me, I've got some pretty cool statues here. A long time ago, I used to watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars, great TV series. For people that are Dave Filoni critics, you need to check out this show. It's really good quality storytelling, great character development, and it really gives heart to a lot of the clones that you would think really nothing of, from Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And this here is one of my favorites, ARC Trooper Echo at this point in time, and he shows up in Bad Batch as well. And then right below here, I was in love with the Fallout TV series, and I had to draw the ghoul, Walton Goggins himself. This was one of my more favorite recent prints I did. It didn't take me all that long, actually, either. And really happy with how he turned out. And then right below him is Lucy, Ella Purnell. She was awesome in that. I wanted to draw her, fashioned in her beautiful blue vault suit in a vault. Very happy. Really one of the very few female characters that have come out in the last few years that I've really enjoyed watching on screen. Thought they did a great job with her. Then when you head right over to the right, you're greeted by my TV screen there. Let's start here with this beautiful Green Goblin helmet I just got. Oh my gosh, this is a Marvel Legends Green Goblin helmet. I was just at GameStop the other day, right after going to a toy show, and they had this on the shelf, and it looked absolutely beautiful in the box. I had to check it out. It was only $120. It wasn't too much. I mean, this is a beautiful piece of art. I love it. It's awesome. It's just plastic, and you could wear it too for your own pleasure, I guess. Then to the left of that, I got my Jesus tree. Had that for a very long time. But then we start to get into some more interesting territory. Now, I might have to bring these guys out because the lighting isn't the best. But back when I was really into Mandalorian, so like Mando season 1 and 2, I had to get this beautiful Mandalorian hot toy. Check that out. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. Really cool stuff. I'm not a big Baby Yoda fan at all, which you'll be surprised because I'll show you something else here I have a story about, but I had to get that. And then in the very back there is the Cad Bane hot toy. It looks incredible, my gosh. If you're familiar with Cad Bane from the Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV series, when he showed up in live action, it was really special. And I don't think they screwed that up. If we go up here, I was also one of those guys that got lucky enough to get the Chicken Jockey popcorn bucket. Once Minecraft released, they didn't really, I don't know, they went like that, went like flies. I'm already seeing the stupid thing for over $100, so I copped a few of those. And I also got this Sideshow Alec Guinness Obi-Wan. Really happy with this. I got that for a pretty discounted price. Unfortunately, his power doesn't work. Then when you come down here to the second level, I have 2 more hot toys. I got another one of Captain Rex. you are a big Clone Wars fan, you will love how this looks. I was really happy with this gorgeous Captain Rex hot toy I picked up next to the, the Clone Wars inspired Hayden Christensen live action Anakin Skywalker hot toy here as well. Really happy with how that turned out. And then down here, nothing too special. I got the classic, I love these Lego sets. The, gosh, I don't even know what you call them. They're like more contained than anything else. I love the base, it's really modern, awesome piece. Then I just have another box down there. If we go here over to the left, I have a bunch of autographs I'm gonna be showing in this video. I went to the Office Con. It had some like fancy name, but I don't remember it very well. It was in Navy Pier, Chicago. Got to meet a lot of these guys. Toby was okay. Kevin was great. I loved meeting him. Stanley, he was pretty disappointing. He was kind of a douche. He acted just like Stanley did at the show. And Creed was really cool too. I liked talking to him. He was great. He wasn't that weird in person. Down here is, oh no. So I got this Hot Toys Baby Yoda life size. I got this a long time ago. And I actually bought it as a marketing tool to sell my Baby Yoda stickers, because that for a long time, those were selling like hotcakes in my art shop. And after I bought it, I realized I didn't want anybody to ruin it because this stupid thing was pretty expensive. So he actually hasn't went along with me to any of the shows I've been at. But he is a beautiful piece either way, if you like him or you don't. Then if we come on over here to the right, this is another one of my prized possessions. I love how this turned out. You have Queel on the Blurg. This was, I think, like my biggest purchase I made at the time. I got this, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe a little longer. Love how this turned out. I thought Queel looks absolutely stunning here. It's just insane what Sideshow is able to do with their sculpting. And then this giant Blurg. The Blurg has become a pretty recognizable Star Wars creature. And this thing is absolutely pretty massive. I mean, here's my hand, and I have a giant hand. So there you go. Then right under that is another one of my prized collections. I love physical media. My gosh, do I love physical media. So I'm always happy to buy Blu-rays, 4Ks, TV series. So this is just a little bit of my collection here. Some of my gems. There's also some I actually don't even really like, but I still bought them on DVD. And then these are two busts, or I guess you could call the bottom one a bust, but you have Treebeard here from Lord of the Rings. And then, the Hobbiton, which one's it called? Bilbo's house. Those are really cool mini busts. I got those from New Zealand when I was in New Zealand. And stay tuned because I have a really cool statue straight from Weta Workshop. Then down here, I got some more games, physical media. Signs is one of my favorite films of all time. It's just right there, right next to The Thing. And then down here, I'm starting to collect tapes. I got a few different tapes here, Patriot, Scarface, Wyatt Earp, Lawrence of Arabia. And down here is a pair of some of my old boxing gloves. When we come to the right, we're also greeted by another one of my art pieces, which is enormous. This thing is huge. I think it's like, I think it might be 6 feet wide, maybe 3 feet tall. And this depicts Bob Odenkirk in Nobody. If you haven't seen Nobody yet already, it's a phenomenal film. I love it. It's like a John Wick spoof. And I really enjoyed this film. Came out, I remember watching it in theaters either 2021 or 2020. And it just rocked my socks off. And I had to draw this. Really happy with how that turned out. And that's one of my older pieces too. Then you come to the right here, greeted by a Goodfellas blanket. Not always here, brand new. But we got my couch here. Tour on over to the right. This is a famous piece of mine. If you haven't seen The Acolyte already, don't watch it, please. But this is, I call it the monstrosity of Disney. This is, all the evils of Disney combined to create this thing. And I was happy to bring it to screen, happy to bring it to life. And there she is. The actual piece is a lot smaller than that, but yep. Then you come to the left here. That's an old picture of me, boxing gear. I got to meet Carl Weathers right before he died, Apollo Creed and Rocky. And I was real happy with my interaction there. And it's a real shame he's gone. He was a real treasure. He was just like Apollo Creed in the Rocky movie. Also got my crucifix there. We come over here to the left. I have a bunch of busts. I love these busts, these gentle giant busts with the Hot Toys figures in the background. Got all kinds of different ones. And I have this awesome Royal Guard helmet right up here on top. Then if you come down here, we start to get to the prized crown jewels. I love how this Mace Windu turned out. Look at that. Isn't that insane? The detail is absolutely like unbelievable. When you see it in person, it's really a different story. The videos can only capture it so well. Look at how beautiful he looks. And he's paired right here next to a, Grand Master Yoda bust. I love just the Dagobah Yoda. That's something that's so disappointing to me about like modern Star Wars is they've just forgotten about the real Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda, and Baby Yoda has totally taken the helm and the love of that character. It's a real shame. Then right here we've got damaged Darth Vader from his appearance in Kenobi. Thought he was a beautiful piece, so I had to pick him up. I pre-ordered him a while ago. And then to the right here, I don't see many people fashion this, but I have the entire Bad Batch. I loved the Bad Batch series. If you're a big Clone Wars admirer, you probably watched this show. And these look absolutely stunning. It's insane, the detail. Like, look at that crosshair. These are animated characters, but they're brought to life through, to live action appearance. And it's just insane tech. He looks like incredibly impressive in person. Everybody else here doesn't have a helmet on. I had to leave his on because it looks so cool. They all have their nameplates there. Hunter is a real special piece as well. I have him here leading in the front, Wrecker in the back, and Echo. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time. This is his live action appearance. Love how he turned out. Really happy with that. Then we go down here. We have some more. I got this Darth Maul for a really good price. This is sort of his... Actually, this is his Clone Wars appearance, season 7, I believe. So he turned out real nice. And then to the left, I'm a big Qui-Gon Jinn fan. I had to get the Qui-Gon Jinn hot toy. It's really hard to find, so unfortunately he was more expensive than most. And then he's paired with a Qui-Gon Jinn bust here. Kind of an interesting move he's pulling right there. I also have a Bilbo Baggins, from the Hobbit movie. I loved how that actor portrayed young Bilbo. He was so much fun. And I actually haven't seen this one anywhere else since. A local toy shop had him, and he looked really cool. Still haven't seen him anywhere else, and I'm very, it's a great pleasure to own this piece. Got that for Christmas. This was also another one. He was in like a dig bin at a toy show, the Great Ohio Toy Show. I have a booth there, and another vendor had this. He gave me a good price for it, so I had to buy him. And also got Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. He looks really cool. Then to the left, I don't see these very often either. We have, Walter White Heisenberg and Jesse Pinkman. These, I don't know, they're not really Sideshow. They're sort of like an off-brand, like premium figure brand, but they look awesome. I love how they turned out. They're not as nice as the rest. I also have some Walking Dead Hot Toys. I got these in an insane steal. It was like $300 for the entire collection. And there's a bunch of Hot Toys in the mix. It was really insane, and I ended up selling most of my collection at the toy show I go to, and I kept the really good stuff like Rick and the Governor. I also got this cool Carl bust here, so yeah, really cool stuff on this row. If we go down to the next row here, I have some more autographs. I also picked these up at a recent con I just went to, the C2E2. I really liked the Fallout TV series, obviously, so I had to pick these up. And in the background, I got to meet Lynn Shay quite a while ago, and she was amazing, really nice lady. And then also paired next to my Schindler's List piece I did just about a month ago. Fell in love with Schindler's List, and it's a phenomenal film. I had to draw it. I also got a Gandalf bust down here next to Gene Wilder. Willy Wonka. I have a Theory Saber there. My buddy Billy, he's one of Star Wars Theory's ambassadors, so I wanted to support him. And I love the Lego hilt. It's really cool. And I didn't get to meet Rick, but I have his autograph there. That came in the bundle as well. And I also have Theoden's autograph. He needs to stick out more, though. He deserves that. He's awesome. Then down here in the very bottom, we have this beautiful steel Captain America shield. I bought that a long time ago, and I had a lot of practical use out of that, so you can make that as you will. Then we come here to the left. Here's some more of my work. I just did this recent piece of Casey Dudden from the Yellowstone series. So I had a purpose for that. Maybe I'll reveal it at some point. And have some more pieces. There's the original Osha May Disney monstrosity piece. And, you know, I got Breaking Bad, Scream, The Emperor, Jesse Pinkman, Queel, which sadly nobody seems to care about. And then I have some animal in there. I don't think there's anything too exciting in the kitchen to show anybody. If you haven't seen Flow, I love Flow. It's a great film. Need to check that out. I have the Hobbit poster there. And I just picked this up at ICCC in Nashville. Isn't that beautiful? This was one of those Star Wars Celebration exclusive posters for Andor, and I'm a big Andor fan, so I had to get it. This is another very exciting portion of this tour. I'm going to get to it in just a second, one of my best pieces. But I picked all of these up at ICCC as well, and this guy had a crazy sale on these, only $5 each. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I have a booth at the toy show, so I'm looking forward to selling a lot of these again for a little bit more money. But insane lot here. Just check all these out. Really, really exciting lot there. All kinds of different stuff. Really good deals there. I definitely recommend attending that show. Then if you come up here, I have another Kraber piece, you know, in fancy fashion. To the right, I have a Cobra Kai poster here. I got to meet, you know, Johnny Lawrence, Miguel, Hawk, and Kreese. I think Hawk was my favorite. Miguel was all right. Johnny was kind of disappointing, and Kreese was pretty cool. I liked meeting him. I don't really meet these actors anymore just because they really don't seem to care about older people anymore. When I was young, they you know, they were great, but yeah, it changed. I also got to meet Dwight. I have Dwight autograph up there, and years ago, I went to Star Wars Celebration in 2019, and I met Hayden Christensen, so I had his autograph on the only poster they were selling at the entire convention. They were not selling anything interesting, so I had to get this. Really disappointing. But this is my best piece in the entire collection, is this beauty right here, this King Theoden statue. I got this straight from Weta Workshop in New Zealand. They didn't make very many of them, and he is absolutely stunning. I need to get a good, there we go. We got a good focus on him there. Beautiful design. The shipping was a nightmare to get here because New Zealand is already just so far away from America. It's pretty much on the other side of the world, as you probably know. And this is a beautiful statue. This isn't like a hot toy. This is like their own thing. Premium, beautiful quality. I love the etching, everything down to the minute detail, the ground itself, standing on a map of, the map of Middle Earth. Really love this piece. And to me, when I look at this, I'm just inspired. I see this strong leader that is shouting and parading his troops to come and join him in battle. And absolutely love this piece. And I have this at my computer table. This is where I edit my videos. And yeah, I have just a few more things over here. I have another Alec Guinness bust. I love Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan next to a tiny Qui-Gon Jinn. I also have an Alec Guinness hot toy. Those are really hard to find. Really lucky I got to pick him up. I got a good deal on him next to an Anthony Daniels, C-3PO. He is awesome. And I also Darth, I don't remember his name. I don't think it's Malgus, but he's really cool from Knights of the Old Republic. I also got to meet Anthony Daniels as well many years ago. Well, actually not many years ago, it was like 2 years ago. And he was a real treasure. Awesome meeting him. And if we come on over here, we have a really cool Star Wars Celebration poster I picked up back when I went in 2019. Unfortunately, Rey's on there. I can't get her off. But yeah, there's that. Then down here, I had the pleasure of meeting Drinker like last year, not that long ago. Got his autograph. I bought a bunch of them, just gave them out as Christmas presents, and people really loved them. So thank you, Drinker, for having me on the open bar. That was very nice of you. Loved being on there. And I also have 2 tin signs here as well. And something I love doing, and I'm curious to know if you guys do this, if you keep your movie tickets. I have a lot of different movie tickets here. And I feel like the last time I mounted all these, I was pretty disappointed because, geez, I realized most of these movies sucked that I saw. So if you see any of these names here, shout me out in the comments and let me know if you were real happy with one of these films or not, because I was pretty disappointed after looking at all these again, realizing it's like, man, I've been in the theater all these years and there really hasn't been anything all that special. So you'll have to let me know. I still like collecting them and mounting them on the board. I recommend you guys do it yourself too. If you go to the theater a lot, it makes it a lot of fun. There's also the original Lawrence of Arabia piece I did. That one we were looking at earlier was just a blow up. Also one of my Joker pieces I did. I got to meet some of the Red Dead Redemption guys. That was really cool. And I also have a bunch more autographs here that I'd like to talk about. So let's see. I got to meet he was sort of the wimpy guy from Saving Private Ryan. Great actor, very nice guy. I got to meet this dude from Cobra Kai. He was like the bully. I really hoped they were going to do more with his character. He was one of my favorite actors I've ever met, actually. He was really exciting, fun guy. Down here, super random, but He-Day from The Office. If you could see just how much he's ridden on there, it's hilarious. He was awesome. True character in real life. Couldn't speak very much English, but he was a real treasure to get to know. Badger here from Breaking Bad. You think he'd be great? That actor, like really cool and chill. He was actually probably my least favorite actor I've ever met. Very mean, uninterested in conversating. Absolutely miserable to talk to. And I'm surprised I'm saying that. Got to meet Lydia from Walking Dead, Mercer, Steve Burns. He is bald now, but he was pretty interesting. As cool, you'd think he'd be real friendly and fun, and he was, but he's like the only actor that's ever shooed my family and I out of his booth. So really strange, but I guess I get it. Then down here, this is a Stream poster. I've gotten a lot of signatures on that. I got David Arquette, Nev Campbell, Sidney Prescott. I got to meet Skeet Ulrich. Who else do I have on there? Oh yeah, Jamie Kennedy. I love Jamie Kennedy. He's awesome. Randy. And to the left here, I also have Stan Lee's autograph. I had the pleasure of meeting him, I think 2017 when I was really young, right before he died. So I got that signed. Then up here, David Wallace. I loved meeting David Wallace. He is exactly like David Wallace in person. Really cool, cordial, and fun. And I always loved his character in The Office, and he was really special. To the left of him, we have, it's not Oscar, it's the Senator. If you remember the Senator, the one Oscar has an affair with. It's really, very odd and wrong. But the Senator was a great actor. I loved meeting him. He was so funny in person. Bob Vance, you got down there. This guy right here, you might recognize him. He's from Dumb and Dumber. It's the dude in the middle. I loved him in Dumb and Dumber. He was great, but in person, he was another one of those guys that was a total douche. Such a douche. He did not want to talk to us. Literally nobody was in his line when we lined up to meet him. And he was on the phone in front of us, very rude. And when we talked to him, just completely uninterested, didn't want to actually say anything. Really odd exchange we had with him. So yeah, him and Badger both go down as the worst actors we've met. My father and I, well, my family all together. Then to the left, we have the girl from Hush. I always liked Hush. Matthew Wood, General Grievous. I thought that was such a cool piece to get. I also got to meet Murr. Murr was a lot of fun to meet in person. And young Boba Fett, he was cool. This is also one of my other pieces down here of Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now. I love Apocalypse Now, one of my favorite films. We're going to be painting a mural of that too, so maybe I'll post about it. But up here, we have two of my pieces of Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa. Love those films, all great films, of course. Then I have just a few more autographs here before we finish up. I had the pleasure of meeting Patrick Wilson from the Conjuring series. He's also in Aquaman and Insidious. Had a great exchange with him. He's probably like the most professional actor we've met, just very cordial in person. I met Sebastian Stan many years ago, pretty much right after Winter Soldier, and he was really cool. Met a lot of voice actors, and Paul Bettany. I don't see Paul Bettany really at any cons anymore. It was an all right interaction with him, I guess. Nothing real special. Let's see, Matt Lanter, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ashley Eckstein. I got to meet the voice actor of Finn, Jeremy Shada. We looked like brothers when we met. That was really cool, and he had a great impression on me when I was young. Let's see, got to meet all the voices of the clones. I think her name's Michelle from Cobra Kai. I also met the abusive husband. I don't even remember his name. I think Ed from Walking Dead. That was a really weird exchange I had with him. A couple other Walking Dead guys. Carl. What's his name? Tyrese. And yeah, so that pretty much sums up the end of the collection here. And that's it. That's my collection. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for supporting and watching till the end of the video. If you liked what I had to say, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with anybody if you think they'd like to check out my collection as well. And tell me about yours in the comments below. What are you collecting? Is there anything here maybe you'd want, or you have a better collection you'd want to compare? Because you likely do. This isn't anything super crazy, but it's just a passion of mine. I've always enjoyed doing it, and it's a pleasure I get to share it with you today. So, as always, I appreciate all the time you spent with me. I wish you well, and I'll see you soon.